Hello and welcome to the video for MG number 10. This should be a fairly easy one. So this one is testing your ability for length and width, finding volume, or not volume, finding area, and also your ability to convert like from inches to feet and back, and then into square feet. That's kind of like the true test here. Square inches and square feet, square yards. So let's go ahead and get started with the problem. I'm going to go ahead and use a box to highlight some important information. So if there are 12 inches in 1 foot, alright, that's kind of like our key there. How many square inches are there in 2 square feet? And that's kind of the question right there. How many square inches are in 2 square feet? So this right here is our key. This will help us figure out how to convert the information. But when we're dealing with square inches, square feet, your clue is a square. Now it might actually be more like a rectangle, but just draw some kind of box. And it doesn't really matter if it's too accurate, as long as you got some kind of box to work with. And then we're going to mark them. So, or mark this up. So square inches are in 2 square feet. Anytime you see square something, that means they're talking about area, not length. You can't have a length or width that's 2 square feet long. This is area only. So let's go ahead and label that. All right, and that's how you write 2 feet squared. If you take out this 2, you don't put that there, then it'll look like 2 feet, which is a length and not an area. That's critical. So now we got to figure out what the lengths are, because we're trying to figure out how many square inches this are. A lot of people are going to go, oh, 12 inches in 1 foot, so there's 2 feet. 12 times 2 is 24, so 24 square inches, and that's wrong. There's actually way, way more than that. So you can't just convert an area straight to another term of measurement. You're going to have to figure out the lengths and the widths of that object. So kind of like with the box method of multiplying binomials from earlier videos in algebra, you're going to figure out what two numbers can be multiplied, what length and width can be multiplied to get a 2. Well, in this case, it's fairly simple. 1 times 2. And it doesn't matter if you put your 2 on the top or the 2 on the side, because no matter what, length times width, width times length, it's the same thing. So if you put your 1 up here and your 2 down here, it doesn't matter. It won't matter. So again, double check. 1 times 2 does equal 2. So in that case, we know what the lengths are. So now we need another box, because now we're going to make our box that shows inches. And we're going to convert each length. So we're going to start with this one here, and we'll go ahead and move it right there. And 1 foot times 12 inches is 12 inches. And then we'll go ahead and do this one. 2 feet times 12 inches is 24 inches. And then we can pull up a calculator, and we're going to just length times width will get us our final area. So 112 times 12 times 24 equals 288. And that is how many square inches are in 2 square feet. So as you can see, just going 2 times 12 is going to get you an extremely wrong answer, though it will show up on the test. And it's one of those trap questions you got to watch out for. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to the next problem. Okay, so number 2, Katie's room is 108 square feet. If she wants to put in new carpeting, how many square yards of new carpet should she buy? Okay, so this one they don't give us a key. So like tell you how much feet converts into yards, because they're going to expect you just to remember some of these things like that. Like they might, on the Casey, they may not actually tell you what inches and how many inches are in a foot, and they may not tell you how many feet are in a yard, and you're just going to have to know that. Now a lot of those other measurements like millimeters and centimeters, they might help give you some clues there, but for feet, inches, yards, that one you probably just want to know. So let's go ahead and write the key for that. You might even know it already, in which case you can just fast forward a little bit. But that's our key. And now we're ready to go back to the boxes, because feet, yards, inches doesn't matter. If we see square something, we're dealing with boxes. All right, so we'll draw our first box here, and it's 108 square feet. All right, and we're trying to figure out how many square yards she should buy. So same thing, we can't just convert this, divide it by 3 to get yards. We're gonna have to figure out what the sides are, the length and the width. So what are the different options that we have to get 108? It probably doesn't matter which one you choose. You actually have a few choices. I would recommend the choices that give you the smallest numbers. In that case, and they won't be too small, but the smallest choices here will be 9 times 12. 9 times 12 equals 108. So again, this is still in feet. All right, now let's go ahead and make our second box. We're going to start converting. All right, so we'll start here. 12 feet divided by 3, because we're going from the one that's a larger amount into the smaller amount. So instead of multiplying, then we divide. Because with the inches, we were going from feet to inches, a smaller number to a bigger number, so we multiply. But now we're going from the bigger number to the smaller number, so we divide. Because there's less yards. There's more feet or smaller units of measurement than yards. So then we have to divide them to get the bigger unit of measurement. So 12 divided by 3 is 4 yards. And 9 feet divided by 3 feet will give us 3 yards. And then we simply multiply these two numbers. 4 times 3, because again, it's still length times width. That will never change to find the final square yardage, square footage, square inchage. 4 times 3 is 12 yards squared. And that's it. Those are our 2 examples. Go ahead and get started on the practice. If you have any questions, let me know. This can be a little tricky, but once you get it down, it can be it'll become pretty easy for you.